if you're having trouble losing weight, stop working out. Being vegan, guys, does not guarantee that you're gonna be a size 2 or size 0. I felt so frustrated that one day I just jogged so fast on the treadmill and I ended up spraining my ankle. What's up, friends? Welcome back to KimmyDTV, a place where nurses and aspiring nurses come to achieve academic, career, and life success. In this life success portion, we're gonna talk about how I lost a total of 16 pounds out of the 20 pounds that I gained from moving from New York City to Texas, okay? So these are for my girls who are lazy and who love to eat like me, right? All right, guys, so let's go without further ado, okay? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below on like different ways that you have learned for your body to lose weight, okay, guys? All right, guys, so I'm gonna preface this video by saying that I know that I was not an obese person. I feel like I always have to like give that disclaimer because a lot of people will look at my old videos, like when I had all that weight. If you guys watched the nurse makeover lookbook video that I did, that's when that was at my heaviest. I know a lot of you guys will probably say like, oh girl, you weren't overweight and stuff like that, but let me tell you guys something. For my height, for my BMI, I'm 5'2". For my BMI, like I wasn't supposed to be at the weight I was in. I don't want to give that weight because I don't want people to be like, oh well, that's not a bad weight or blah 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 blah. Just know that it wasn't comfortable for me, okay? Because it's not good for my health, number one. And I started to see the effects on my health, and I just know when I'm not at my optimal. And I was looking at old pictures of myself back in 2017, you know, when I just I had a nice hot body. That time I was a vegan, you know. I was like, just had a big chop. I was looking good, girl. I was looking scrumptious, okay? I was traveling. I was like, oh my God, I want to go back there. And of course, that was when I was younger, but still, like, I don't think that, you know, I don't have kids yet, so I feel like for me there's no real excuse as to why I should be overweight. So I feel like I want to lose weight, guys, because of me, because I want to be healthy, number one. Number two, I want to feel my best. My energy levels were down. Number three, I want to look good. I mean, anybody can look good, doesn't matter, but I wanted to be able to, well, I still want that because I'm still working on that. I want to be able to rock a teeny weeny eeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. That's what she wore for the first time today, a teeny weeny. And you know, being able to eat and then still look good. Like there's some girls, they wake up, and not saying we're comparing ourselves, but they wake up, they could eat a big meal and then they still could wear like a teeny weeny bikini. And I'm like, I mean, granted, like I know my body type is curvy, so no matter how much weight I lose, I know I'll never be like stick thin like a Taylor Swift, for example, because that's not my body type. But still, I want to be at my fittest I can possibly be. There's no reason why I shouldn't be, you know, like, you know, I just feel like if you're relatively a healthy person and, you know, then there's no reason. Look at J-Lo. Like, J-Lo is, what, 55 or something? Have you seen J-Lo's body? I mean, there's no excuse. And we're going to get into my trainer, okay? Her body is excellent. So, anyways, guys, this video is about how I lost the weight. So when if you guys didn't see my previous video on how I gained the weight, I'm gonna leave that in the description box below so that you guys can see exactly how I gained the weight, okay, guys? So how I lost my 16 pounds so far. So I'm not down to my original size yet that I came to Texas with, but I'm working on it. And even when I do get down to that size, I want to lose some more so that I can really be at my optimal weight, okay? So back in August, the one person that made me realize I had to lose my weight is my mom. Yes, my mom came to visit me and she was like, and I was like, what? And she was like, I thought you were, you know, working out, eating healthy, like you're always this health person, like you're always running behind me telling me I shouldn't eat this and shouldn't eat that, but look at you, you've gained so much weight. I'm like, what? And she was like, So basically it was my mom who really put me on. Like a lot of people at your job and stuff like that, they may not be able, even you guys, you may not be able to see when I gain weight, because I'm a small person. As you can see, my whole family, the women in my family are very small. We got small bones. Like I'm just very small. I'm 5'2", I'm a small girl. So when you're small, sometimes it takes a while for the weight to show. So sometimes you're not really able to see that I'm bigger than I actually am. And I also learned how to style myself when I was heavier, so that you don't really see too much that I gained all that weight. Okay guys, and I was working a lot, so I was always in scrubs. So scrubs hide a lot. Scrubs are a liar. Don't ever believe scrubs. If you look very skinny in scrubs, don't ever believe it. Get on that weight, girl. Put on your bikini, girl, and like see like really how much you weigh, how much you need to work on. But anyways guys, that was the genesis of my weight loss. When my mom looked at me, and my mom never tells me I'm overweight. In fact, she always tells me, girl, you need to put some weight on. But if your mom, like my mom told me I need to lose weight, I was like, and she's of Caribbean descent, like she's Haitian, so you know, it's, you know, in our culture it's praised to be like bigger, like not obese, but like, you know, big, like have some meat on you, like it's like praise. But if my mom is telling me that, that's how I knew. I was like, wait, maybe I am bigger than I thought. So I got really sad about it a little bit, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go through this again. Because if you guys didn't know, like as a child I was overweight. I did go through this thing where the doctor was like, girl, you gotta lose some weight. So I had to go to physical therapy because it was also affecting my back. I had a slight curve on my back, and I had to go to physical therapy to lose weight. I went to track. I started going to the gym. So this is not my first rodeo, is what I'm saying. I've tried to lose weight many times in the past, and I was successful, thank God. But it's not the first time I gained a lot of weight and then someone says, okay, you gotta lose it. So as sad as I was like, okay. So the first tip, the first way I lost weight is I accepted my body the way it was at that moment. And I know sometimes it could be really, really hard. So what I did is I looked at women who I was inspired by, who was of a heavier weight, and they were successful in doing stuff that I like. So for example, let me give you an example. Like for example, in the Haitian culture, I always go back to it, but I feel like who you are has a lot to do with like how you view your weight and how you lose weight and stuff like that. There is this artist, her name is Untitled, and she is just amazing. Like she is that girl, she's that it girl. She don't let anybody stand in her way. She has her own business, she does music. She was the star, she was one of the stars in the hit movie I Love You, and she always looked good. She's always modeling her clothes and stuff like that, and she is on the heavier side. Yeah, she had surgery like to like flatten her stomach, I think, and like get a butt and stuff like that, but that's not the point. The point is she's on the heavier side and she's still so freaking confident. So I feel like that's one of the things that made me confident, just looking at her like, oh wow, my Haitian sister is like that, so like there's no reason why I shouldn't be. And just looking at other women who are overweight and confident, like that girl who's saying living my life like it's golden, living my life like, oh my god, I forgot her name. I'm sorry, put in the comments down below if you remember. But just looking at other women who were very, I'm sorry, this hair, just looking at other women who were very confident and they are not like a size 2 or a size 4 or whatever, like, but they're still like moving on with life. And I feel like that's so imperative. Like even when you are at the weight, like don't wait to lose weight to enjoy life, because you really don't know tomorrow. So just enjoy life now. Be confident now. Like yes, like you could say, yeah, I'm losing the weight, but the more you beat yourself up, the more you're not gonna have patience, and the more you're gonna backtrack and pull yourself back. It takes a lot of self-love to start to lose weight. It takes a lot of patience on yourself to lose weight, and you have to learn a lot of stuff. You gotta unlearn a lot of stuff. Losing weight is not easy, so the first step I would say is just to accept yourself the way it is, the way you are. Another way I learned is by learning how to dress myself. Yes, I had to buy a size medium instead of a size small, and I'm like, oh my god, I was always a size small, but you know, that's okay. I learned, like, watch Fat Girls by Monique. That's a good example. She knew how to style herself. So I styled myself and got guys and girls, I still had looks, you know, I still had people asking me out and stuff like that, because I always made sure my makeup was on point, my clothes were on point, my hair was on point, everything. Like, I just focused on making myself look the best as I can. Were there times where I was like, oh, I don't want to be this way? Yes, but I really focused on having a lot of confidence and just, you know, focusing on other stuff in my life. Just focus on other goals, like my work goals. That time I was starting like a new job and stuff like that. So it was in August that I decided that I want to lose weight. So that's the first step. Okay, number two, the second step I did was I bought a scale. So I have a glass scale in my apartment, and just a regular glass scale, that's it. And I weighed myself, and when I saw that number on the scale, I was shocked, and I gained like about 20 pounds, and I wasn't proud of it. And but I said, you know what, I'm gonna start on this journey because I'm used to it. So the first thing I did was I always worked out while I was gaining weight. So I had some type of stamina. It's not like I was absolutely zero, but it was still very hard. So what I did was every single day, because I was lazy. So when I mean lazy, I just meant like I had so much. Sometimes if you have so much weight on you, like, you're not gonna want to start to just run and jog. Because what I did do was I felt so frustrated that one day I just jogged so fast on the treadmill, and I ended up spraining my ankle, and I couldn't work out anymore. Like, I couldn't work out anymore, and I got so upset, and I actually set myself back because I couldn't work out for 2 weeks. But that actually served as a blessing in disguise, because that is when I noticed, like, what you eat, what you put in your mouth is 10 times more important than what you than how you work out. So that brings me to another point. Before you start working out, I would encourage you to fix your diet first. And I remember I saw a YouTube video on that, and at first I was like, what? I wouldn't agree with that. But the guy was like, he was saying how if you're having trouble losing weight, stop working out. For now, just stop what you're doing. Just stop all that working out and focus on your diet. Because guys, I really think it's 99.9999999% of what you put in your mouth. Like, because I was working out, but I was still gaining the weight because I decided to be vegan. So that's another thing. I bring myself to another point. Being vegan, guys, does not guarantee that you're gonna be a size 2 or size 0. I'm gonna repeat that again. Being vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, Eritrean does not guarantee that you're going to lose weight. It doesn't mean that you're going to be a size 2. And I feel like that's a big misconception. And I'm not going to lie, I was one of those people, because I don't know if my body changed or whatever, but when I was 19 years old, I was a vegan. And I lost a lot of weight. When I stopped eating meat, that weight just fell off of me. And because I used to watch Freely, the banana girl. She talks about like being a vegan or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good, but for that time in my life, it did work. I was a vegan, you know, and I did have a nice body, but I was very thin. I was working out, like I was jogging on the treadmill for 1 hour every single day, and I would just bring my tablet, watch my shows while I jog on the treadmill every single day for an hour. And when I finished, the girls at the gym would praise me, like, oh my god, I can't believe you worked out for an hour. So I'm not saying I wouldn't do that again, but it's gonna take me a while to get there. But now, so I'm more so focused on like weight training versus like killing yourself on the treadmill. I did lose a lot of weight, but for this time, for some reason, I was, you know, I was working out and I was vegan, but I was still gaining weight. And you know what, guys? It's because of what I was eating. Like, I was still making my Haitian rice and beans, my broccoli, and then I would put a side of Haitian vegan mac and cheese that I found on YouTube, and that would be my lunch. I think to myself, well, you know what, that's okay. I'm gonna lose the weight, because I'm not eating any meat, and I know meat stays in your stomach longer and it makes you gain weight. But actually the opposite happened. I held on to the weight, and I thought, you know what, the first 2 weeks I was like, that's normal for me to hold on to the weight, because sometimes, which is true, when you're starting on a new diet, sometimes it takes a few weeks for your body to realize, oh hey, this girl's working out, she's eating right, and then you start losing the weight. But when I started to realize I was gaining weight, I was like, wait, wait. And I wasn't just gaining a few pounds, I was gaining pounds, like 5 pounds. I was like, what, how come I'm gaining all this weight? I'm working out, I'm doing the weight training, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, how come I'm gaining all this weight? So what I decided to do was I decided to get a personal trainer. So hiring my personal trainer was one of the most eye-opening things in my life. I was eating those carbs and I was still gaining the weight. I wasn't losing as much weight as I was supposed to. But then, you know what? I cut back down on the rice, and I stopped making my food because I was like, oh, you know what? My food is probably making me big. So I was still eating some carbs, but not as much. I was still losing the weight, but not as much as I was supposed to. Because guys, I was working out like maybe 7 days a week. I kid you not. I was working 7 days a week. But I did manage to lose like about 6 to 7 pounds on my own. But when I hired my personal trainer, that's when it opened my eyes, because she taught me about emotional eating, and then I did some research online. I printed out some articles. I did like a whole research project, girl, and I realized that, wow, I really was emotionally eating. And I realized that, and she told me the reason why you didn't probably realize it is because you're not obese. So it's good to catch the problem early, because like, I don't know how my body's gonna be in the future. I don't know how my body's gonna be after I have children. Women say their bodies change completely. So whatever issue that I'm going through with food right now, it's best to nip it in the bud. That's what she told me. Before you get married, before you have kids, before your life gets really, really busy, and you know, you have to relearn your body, it's best to do it now that you're young. You know, you don't have those responsibilities right now. Learn your body now, so that when you do have kids and everything, you know exactly what to do to get your body back into shape. And in my head I was thinking, well, that's why I thought, like, when I was younger, being a vegan. So she taught me about carbs. She taught me about how much carbs like turn, I mean, I should know this, right? I'm a nurse. Carbs turn to sugar, which turn to fat in the body. So I learned a lot about carbs, and I learned about protein. So long story short, she put me on, and I'm still on, a high protein, low carb diet with plenty of vegetables. Okay, so I'm not saying like, I'm a fitness coach or whatever, but I'm saying that's what really helped me lose the weight. And also twice a week I go do some weight training with her, and then the rest of the days I do my cardio. So my cardio can look like whatever it wants to look like that day. I love to play tennis. There's a tennis racket by my house if I want to drive and play some tennis, but right now it's cold, so I don't do it. If I want to do that for the day, that's my workout. Another thing is, I purposefully found ways to be more active, especially when you're living in Texas, when you're living in a state that you have to drive everywhere. I purposely found like a waterway that's only 15 minutes away from my house. It's a beautiful place in a beautiful neighborhood. It's like this nice waterway, and I would do my walks over there. So I started off doing that. Then when I got more comfortable, I would just jog there, because I would always see people jog, so that encouraged me to jog. When you see other people working out, it really, really encourages you to work out. I like that my apartment has a gym in my apartment complex, but sometimes there's not a lot of people there. So, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. Like, having a gym in your apartment is not always like the best thing, because sometimes people don't come for some reason. But if someone's paying for a membership, if you're going to, like, for example, 24-hour fitness, you're going to see people there. So seeing other people working on their bodies for some reason, I mean, we're social creatures, seeing other people do it, it's going to encourage us to do it, right? So seeing other people jog by the water, it helped me a lot. And you know, honestly, working out in the outdoors, it's cold now, but working out in the outdoors is so relaxing for me mentally. I got to, like, sometimes I would bring my journal and I would write, then I would put it back in my car, and then I would start jogging and jogging by that beautiful water. It's just, guys, I just felt like I was in heaven just jogging, and I just felt like keep going even though that lactic acid builds up in my legs and it burns. I just feel like keep going because I see other people looking at me. I'm like waving hi, person's waving hi, like we would be like, hey, you working out? I'm like, yeah, I'm working out. And I don't even know these people. Guys, I love Texas. People are so friendly here. But yeah, so that also really helped me work out. I made it's intentional. I know people, y'all know this, but I would park far sometimes if I'm going somewhere. And you know, even in my next apartment that I'm gonna move to soon, it's walkable. It's no longer like I don't have to take my car. If I don't want to, I could just take the bus if I want to. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, I don't know, because I've been spoiled, but it's an option. Okay, I don't have no problem taking the bus, walking, because it's gonna make me more active and it's gonna make me more fit. So that's another way I lost the weight. Okay guys, and you know, I really put my effort into it. Like when my trainer sends me some workouts to do on my day off, like the strength training, that really helped. Okay guys, so like women, like let's not get scared of lifting weights. Lifting weights is actually really good for us, because when you lift weights you put on muscle, and when you put on muscle, your muscles burn fat while you're sitting down. Like, so like, while I'm sitting down right now, I'm sitting here filming a video, I'm not doing any like physical activity, I'm still burning muscle, I'm still burning fat. God forbid, I don't want to burn muscle, but I'm still burning fat because I have that muscle on. So that's why it's so imperative, guys, that you like lift weights and do cardio and just mix it up. Another thing is that water. Like I bought this big jug of water, and that really taught me that most of the time I wasn't hungry, I was dehydrated. When we're hungry, guys, I mean, when we're thirsty, when we're dehydrated, we grab for food, and sometimes you're not even that hungry. Like that's another thing. Like really listen to your body. If you haven't ate the whole day, like don't eat breakfast just because people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's the biggest myth I've ever heard. If you ate late, like at 8 or 9 p.m., like, and you wake up at 5 a.m. for work, your stomach is not going to be hungry. Don't put something into your stomach. Like, take your time. If you're not hungry that morning, you don't have to eat breakfast. Let go of that myth. It's not true that you have to eat breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. No, I saw this commercial. It was so true. Like, what you eat to break your fast is very important, but if you're not hungry, like, don't eat. That's another thing. Like sometimes I would eat because I'm bored and stuff like that. That's another thing that helped me lose weight. I just focused my intentions on other goals and then that helped me not focus on food. Sometimes, guys, I have to just not think about food, and if I'm focusing on a project, and it just made me a better person. It made me more productive in my life, because instead of worrying about food all the time, I was focused on my work. Okay, so sometimes I would just eat one meal a day and some snacks, and some people would be like, oh, you're starving yourself. I'm not starving myself, because if I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry. And if my body knows why it's not hungry. Sometimes us as women, we go through our cycles, you know. Sometimes we're not hungry, especially the week before, we're holding on to water. Sometimes we are not hungry. If you're not hungry, don't eat. If you're bored, don't eat. Do something. Go out, go to the mall, go take dance lessons. Like I started taking dance lessons. Go take swimming lessons. Take a course, take a class. I'm starting school soon. I don't know, just inundate yourself in something. That journal, do your self-love workbook, do something active, go rock climbing, try something you've never tried before. Try learning how to twist your hair, try learning how to wash your hair, try, you know what I'm saying? Like, make a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel, do other stuff that will take your mind off of food and actually do something that will push you towards your goals in life. Like when you sat there and 2022 ran in, like what were your other goals? Work on that.